What is up, everyone? Another Tuesday talk, and today's topic is my songwriting process. Remember, this is my take and how I produce songs. It is certainly not the answer, but I encourage you guys to try some of these techniques and figure out what works of these with what works from you, and now you have a new way that's unique to you. So, the way I used to do it was I used to make drums, get that beat rocking, but you see, what would happen from there is I would go straight to the bass, I would go straight to like all the crazy sounds and stuff, I'd get a crazy drop, and for me it was really hard to then go backwards to an intro and get real musical and have it blend into the drop because yeah, I could always get those nice minimal intros, but I don't want all my songs minimal intros. I really want to get musical and more interesting in the intros and then influence those like cinematic, more minimal intro styles to the music. So, yeah, working backwards for me was really hard to do. And thanks to Nightmare, he said, get those chords down and go from there. And I've tried that out. Again, see what I'm saying? You figure out what works from other people. He did a bunch of different things. But what really stuck to me and I pulled from him and his workflow was starting with those chords and getting those chords set in the mood of the track, and then you fold that whole track around that, because for me the chords are kind of really what give it that feeling and just set the mood for the whole track. So when I get those chords down, and see, for me, I recently just got Odyssey. It's Odesi, I think is how they spelt it. And what it is it's a bunch of stuff, but what I use it for specifically is the chords generator. Since I really am not like really deep in the music theory, I kind of went from interest in pushing buttons and making it sound cool to now wanting to learn the piano and stuff. So what this program does is it pulls out chord progressions and you could set the key and stuff, but people say it's cheating, but listen, chords are chords, and once you know them, and you just rearrange them. It's not like you're creating chords, like chords are chords. So what this is going to do is pull out all the right chords for you that go together, and you could switch the progressions. They have all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff you could tweak, but for me, see, this is where I really love it, is you could bounce that MIDI out and put it into your project. That's one cool thing. So now it's doing the chords for me, since that's really what I struggle with, and now I can put that into Ableton and make a whole song around those chords. But on that program, now I can see the notes, it says the chord name, and it says the progressions. So now I'm learning, and hopefully the plan is down the road, once I get all that memorized and working and I'm really familiar with it, then I don't have to use that program anymore, because now I'm fluent on the piano and now I know the chords and stuff. So for me, I'm using it as a teacher and a fake it till you make it type of thing, but I'm really trying to learn and transfer over to the piano without having to go to a teacher, because I feel if I were to go get trained by someone, my music won't have like that true creativity to it. I don't know, like I'm trying to learn as least amount of rules as possible so I could still do crazy stuff and not just always follow the rules. So that's why I'm using this program to teach me piano chords and stuff like that, because I want to still have my own spin on it and have my own perspective on it, I guess you could say. But that's just me, and that's just my songwriting process. Like I said, from there, then I fold the whole track around. It could be the drums on top of those chords. Now I have the chord lengths and stuff. Now I could get drums on it that kind of go with that mood and all that kind of stuff. I feel like it's much easier that way, because then I could get my sounds in and get all the musical writing and then start folding the drums, all the crazy basses, and the whole song to those chords in that mood. And I feel like it really comes together with a nice structure of the song. And then from there, the melody, the bass line, everything's going to have to come from the notes and the chords for the most parts. If not those, then like the fifths and, stuff like that. So it really helps anchor down that track and mold everything around it. That's my tip for you guys. And like I said, I got that from Nightmare. It's benefited me so much that from there I do that and I molded it into my workflow. And the last of my workflow is the mixing and mastering. And I mix as I go. And my master, I built like a custom chain that I've just kind of stuff I've always kind of used over the years and what gave me the best results I collected. But I put them all at like the lowest settings, so it's barely affecting the master besides just volume. And then I have all the pre-map knobs in Ableton, so then I could go in and master with those knobs because it's already set up to like the thresholds, the limiter, some EQ points, and stuff like that. So I could get a nice rough master while I'm working, so you know that song is sounding full and blasting out of the speakers. Because when you're just writing on it, like just producing on the mix, and you're not turning it up enough where it's pumping out of your speakers, it's not going to excite you as much. And plus, when you do that limiting on the master just a little bit, it gives you that edge and just a little bit of grit that you're not going to get just by turning the volume up on your speakers. So that's my reasoning for kind of lightly mastering and mixing as I go, because it gets me more motivated to work on the track as it sounding good as the writing's getting done, because then I'm getting more and more devoted to the track. It's sounding great all around, and it's just getting me to push it to that next level. That's just me, because otherwise I'll be thinking about the mix subconsciously, like, this kick, blah, 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 all the stuff that goes with the mix down while I'm writing. So I figure if I could just get it out of my head and keep on going, it gets my songwriting process working faster. So that's a Tuesday talk for you guys. I hope this has helped you out and just kind of helped you realize whatever works, and you need to figure out what works for you and stick to it and just start producing better work and more emotional work. You got to get your head fully into this work. Don't give us some shallow songs. Let's really hear what you're capable of, guys. Don't forget, and girls, everyone produces. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Like this video if this has helped you out, if you like these talks. Every week we do these. And don't forget to comment ways you songwrite. Like give us a little breakdown of how you produce songs and see what the community thinks about it. It's going to help everyone learn from everybody. And you can never know it all, so more the better. Peace.